Hello, hello. Welcome back to the show. How is it going, my friend? Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. My name is Talia Joy. I am so glad that you're here. And before we dive in, I want to check in. How are you doing today? Are you hydrated? Have you had a moment to check in with your nervous system? How's your body? How's it going? Are you well rested? Maybe just take a breath with me right now. Do a quick scan. Drop your shoulders. I hope you're doing well today. And however you're doing, whether you're high vibing or you have a little bit of heaviness moving through, a little bit of funk, it is all good. You are in a safe space and you are welcome here exactly as you are. I honor you and I send love to you. I'm so excited. So if you are new to the show, you're probably like, wow, this is super personal. All of a sudden I'm checking in with your body. I'm sending you love. Yeah, this is how we do around here. Welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. My name is Talia Joy. I am a spiritual guide, teacher of personal transformation, self-growth, awakening, intuition, and really creating the life that you are meant for. I am so excited. And if you are new here, I'm so glad that our paths have finally crossed because this podcast comes into your life and certain episodes come in exactly when you need it. So I'm so happy for you. And this podcast is all about that: personal transformation, manifestation, spirituality, synchronicities, awakening, and everything you need to truly step into the life that your soul's been calling you for, those deeper desires, that full expression. So I'm excited that you are here. And quick reminders, the app is now live, the Path app, literally all that stuff we're talking about, the transformation, the awakening, the manifestation, mindfulness in your back pocket. It is awesome. You can check the link below. You can look around, have 5 days free. After that, at this time of recording, it's just $11.11 per month. And you can cancel anytime. You can check it out just like every other app that you have. And I'm so excited because this is truly for you to be on your path, whether it's a quick meditation or an insightful article helping you make a checklist of your higher self, or you're just reflecting, you're learning. There's inner child work there. There are somatic practices and movement workouts where you're channeling your higher self. There is literally pretty much everything that I feel that I need on an app like that. And it turns out that you guys have been loving it and you've been needing it too. So, oh my goodness, the feedback's been amazing. I won't go on, but you can check the link below. It's called the Path app. And the second thing I want to mention is the retreat. Yes, we are filling up. The circle is being created. The retreat is happening September 2025. The link for that as well is below. And it is going to be a special experience where we come home to ourselves. We take a pause. We soak in nature. This is like the adult timeout that you have been needing, where we combine personal transformation with spirituality, nature, downtime, a massage. It's just so many beautiful things coming together in this retreat, and I cannot wait to see you there. So please check the link below if that nudges you. I would love to see you in person. It's going to be very sacred. It's going to be something that in some ways, in a non-creepy way, it can't be undone. Like when you have these experiences, when you have these breakthroughs, when you have these deep times of connecting to yourself, you remember them. Your cells remember them. And so this isn't something that, can be undone when you go back into the busy world. You're going to gather tools. There's going to be shifts within you. And I cannot wait to help you with that, to guide you through, to create the environment, and to really see what happens over this weekend. I'm so excited. So check the link below for the retreat as well. And let's dive into today's episode, because today we are talking about manifestation and why I'm not talking about manifestation, but I know I'm talking about it here, but you'll get it. And the misconceptions, because as a general concept, most of us have it a little bit wrong. It's taught in a way that is very flashy, but when it comes down to it, how well has it actually been working for you, right? And if it hasn't been working fully, like overnight millions, no, just kidding. But if you feel like you haven't yet been able to master manifestation, it's like you want it, you intend it, you might even visualize it, but it's not happening. You're probably going to find why it's not happening in this episode, because I want to break down the misconception and then talk about truly what manifestation is. So I'm excited to dive in. Take a sip of your water as always, drop your shoulders, and let's get into today's topic. Okay, let's get real for a minute about manifestation, because there is a lot of noise out there. I feel like when I started this business maybe 10, 11 years ago now, I feel like there weren't really manifestation teachers, and especially things. It was almost still like The Secret, and it was all like, mysterious and stuff. Now it feels like there's like 1 million manifestation teachers per flick on Facebook or whatever, per scroll. Anyway, it feels like it's everywhere. It's more being understood, or it's more being talked about, I should say, than like 10 years ago. There are people where you hear them saying like, I'm manifesting that, and it's becoming a little bit more normal, still fringe, still witchy, still probably woo-woo to most of the world, but it is becoming more common. And when I hear it taught, there is a lot of, basically, how I want to say it is when I hear it being taught by other teachers, there is the truth in there. Mostly it's not wrong the way you're hearing it or the way you've understood it. It's not wrong. It's just a partial picture. It's one slice of the pie, and that one slice is really focused on. But the actual holistic practice of manifestation, of creation and creating something, it's a bigger picture to what we are typically hearing. So there are a lot of good manifestation teachers, and I'm not saying at all that they're wrong or they're frauds. There's probably wrong frauds, but there's wrong frauds in every field. But most of it is right. It's just not the totality. So how I want to explain it today is that many people believe that manifesting is about thinking the thoughts, visualizing the thing, being really aware like of your language, affirming, and basically say we're talking about like money. It's about visualizing money. It's about feeling money. It's about imagining money. It's about playing over in your mind over and over about money. And again, partial truth. Yes, that's not untrue, but a way better way to think about it is that it's not about focusing really hard on what you want, as if that alone makes it just appear. The truth is that the universal laws are always already working. You don't have to, quote unquote, activate them. You don't have to activate the law of attraction, like it's there. And I know I compare it often to gravity because it's another law that we all just know. You don't have to activate gravity to work in your favor. So I want you to think about, I'm just getting this visual, hopefully I can translate it. So say you wanted a particular ball to be dropped in a bucket, and say the bucket's on the ground and the ball is like moving above it. I don't know. If you wanted to make sure that ball ended up in the bucket, you wouldn't have to take the ball and like bring it over and then right over the bucket, go like, okay, now I'm going to activate gravity. And then gravity activates and it drops into the bucket. Like gravity's always working. You just have to bring your arm over or bring whatever the ball's on or whatever over the bucket and it will drop in. Like gravity's already working. You don't have to activate it. And the laws of the universe, particularly the celebrity law, the law of attraction, it's always working. You do not have to activate anything. It's already flowing. It's already responding, just like the other natural laws that you know about, or even things like weather or oxygen or like air. Like you don't have to do anything about those things. They already exist, right? So I want you to think about the law of attraction as already something that you are a part of. Manifestation is already something you are a part of. And that's why we have to think about it more like something that happens from within you that the laws of the universe are always responding to anyway. Like gravity's always gravity, and it's going to respond in some ways to you. Like if you jump off a ladder, don't do that, please. But it's going to go with whatever you're doing, right? If you decide to jump off that thing, gravity's just doing its thing. Or if you're really light, if it's a feather that jumps off a ladder, okay, bad example. But gravity's going to respond to that feather where it's going to kind of like float down, right? If it was a 50-pound, I don't know, not a kid because this example is getting very weird. Gravity would respond to a 50-pound human dropping off of a step stool, let's call it now, or a 200-pound human or whatever. Like gravity's just responding to what you're giving it. You're just choosing how to interact with it. So the law of attraction is about you. It's responding to you. It happens within you. So let's just put a semi-soft pin in that for a second. And we're going to talk about vibration because there's also the law of vibration. And the law of vibration states that you are a vibrational being and that everything in the universe is made of vibrating molecules, atoms, etc., right? Everything is vibrating. So you could go look up the law of vibration. It's not just like this, out there concept. It's a real thing. And it states that everything is made of a vibration of vibrating molecules. So your computer, your phone, the water you drink, the trees, your skin, everything is made of vibration. Everything holds a vibrational frequency. Because whether it's your coffee cup or, a rock outside, because it's vibrating, everything has a certain sort of, rate that it vibrates at. And there's a thing called, I believe it's called the Hertz. Well, there's the Hertz scale of vibration, but I think it's a Hertz meter where you can hold it up to things and it tells you the vibration that thing is vibrating at. So it's very scientific. It's not spiritual. It's not anything I have to ask you to reach to believe in. It's true. It's what you learned in science. So if you believe that, then that this is how it occurs to me. So the law of vibration is happening. And you are a vibrational being. And so what you feel, right? This high vibe, low vibe, etc. What you feel determines your vibration. So as a human, we're always vibrating in a certain range because we're human compared to, again, like a river or a rock or a sandwich or whatever. We are always going to be in a certain range. But if we're feeling really low, if we're feeling really guilty or really sad or really depressed, we're in a lower vibration. Our molecules are vibrating less quick or slower. If we're feeling really good, if we're feeling really excited, we go into a higher vibration place, right? So we are a vibrational being because of the law of vibration, and our energy is communicating with the universe at all times with different laws, not just the law of attraction, but I talk a lot about different laws on the path. I've done deep dives on different laws. And in my program, Quantum Magic, I go a deep dive into even more the manifesting laws of the universe because it's important to understand this. So our energy is communicating with the universe, with life force energy at all times. So because of law of attraction, law of cause and effect, law of polarity, law of correspondence, many different laws, they all state in some way or another that you attract what matches your frequency. That life will attract to you what matches your vibrational frequency. Not what you want, not what you beg for, not even what you visualize, but what and who you are being right now. And we can see this in our life. There's lots of examples, but why if you're feeling low, you'll gravitate toward low vibration foods. You'll gravitate toward foods that aren't quote unquote good for you, right? Like I always joke, nobody has a breakup and then hits the kale salad. The stereotype is the ice cream or the chip bag or, drinking or whatever. So how you are vibrating, you will attract and be drawn to other things of that vibration. That's misery loves company, how they say you are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with most. These types of things are because of these laws. And you are a vibrational being. You will attract like people to you. And you might have a friend that you're oh my gosh, I'm nothing like them. But there is a science to this, and you will notice that in your general friend group. It's like you attract people similar to yourself, right? So what you attract is going to match your frequency. It's completely an inside job. And that's why when you raise your frequency, better feeling things begin to show up, begin to situate, begin to arrange themselves into your life. And because you're genuinely feeling better, you're more likely to pick up on them, to act on them, to feel it and make a big brave step, or say yes to something, or respond to something in higher self-worth, because you're genuinely raising your vibration. Now you're in resonance with more things that you desire. You're in resonance with, feeling more healthy or feeling more abundant or, being successful in whatever way. It matches your being. So your job is to raise your frequency, but not even surface level. I'm sure we'll get into it more. Not just high vibe only, genuinely raising your frequency, which is why you've been drawn to the healing work, self-care, taking pauses, slowing down. That stuff is important when you're genuinely raising your frequency. Manifestation, is actually very physical. And most people don't talk about it like that. Manifestation is not just daydreaming or just in the journaling, although these are powerful tools. It's not just in the visualization. It's also in action. So it's vibration, as we're just talking about, and it's also action. Without realizing it, a lot of us are avoiding action because we're waiting to manifest it. So I want to actually, push the envelope a little bit and say, when somebody says I'm manifesting my goal, we could actually just say I'm achieving my goal. And it's the same thing. I'll get to it in a second. I'll just get to it now. The manifestation piece, the one difference is that it implies a co-creation. So you'll have intuitive nudges. There will be signs. You'll have synchronicities. The right person appears at the right time. Or you follow your heart and do the thing and you get a great response. Like the universe helps you. Manifestation isn't just physical, but the actual creation part is. Manifestation is the art of deliberate creation. So it doesn't just show up while you chill on the couch and avoid big things. You actually absolutely need to take action. I have clients that I just love my clients, but I have one right now that I'm thinking of that I suggested something the other day in her business. And I was like, here's, one thing you could do to start booking more of her services. And she, sent me a voice memo back going like, okay, I reached out to that person. That was an awesome idea. And then the next voice memo was like, yeah, they booked with me. Like, I'm so excited. And it's like, okay, yeah, she had to actually take the advice and do it. But because she did it, a positive outcome came. And then I was celebrating her, like, I'm so proud of you. This is so exciting. And that is in part because she took the action. So at the end of the day, you are the one that brings it into form. You are the one that gets yourself out on a walk. You are the one that believes in yourself, that invests in yourself, that puts yourself in the room or changes the things that need to be changed. You're the one who moves the energy, who shows up, who takes aligned action. And when you do that, which I know part of that sucks, it is like a spiritual buzzkill. But when you do that, which PS, it takes healing and growth to get to the place where we're like, I'm moving my energy, I'm showing up, I'm taking action, right? Again, which is why it's self-development as well. But when you do that, you start to notice beautiful synchronicities, the signs, the nudges, the opportunities. And then you start to notice something that are little connector pieces, like bridge moments. So before I go further with bridges, manifestation is physical. If you want to manifest better health, you need to start doing slightly different things. So again, that's why we get pulled into the healing work and the self-love work, because we start questioning, why do I sabotage this? Or why am I drawn to do this? Or why can't I stick to this, right? But at the end of the day, you're the one that does that. You're the one that does that self-development. You're the one that starts shifting your actions over time, that maybe gets help or has a breakthrough or takes that action, sets your alarm, like whatever it is, you are the one that does that. But when you do that, you open yourself up to the next intuitive nudge, the next aligned action. A person that comes across your business out of nowhere and wants to book with you, and you're like, holy man, I didn't even really try for that, but you had been doing other things. Sometimes we, just simply start going for walks because we want to be healthier. And then all of a sudden those walks turn into like you're really pumping your arms and you're soon extending the time. And pretty soon you're someone that goes on 45-minute power walks like multiple times a week because you took that first action. We don't just become the person going for power walks 3 times a week. We bring ourselves there. But when you're co-creating, when you're using spirit, when you're using your intuition, when you're using the laws of the universe, when you're realizing the laws of the universe, you'll be out on that walk and you'll get a brilliant idea for a problem in your life that you've been needing a solution, or something in your business, or a realization about yourself, or overwhelming just simple joy and gratitude. You will be helped along as you go, but at the beginning and the end of the day, you are the one who brings it into form. And when you do that, you will be helped with synchronicities, with leaps, with the right person that just connects you. And you're like, whoa, that's the part that's like the manifestation. But it doesn't drop in on its own. It responds to you. When you pause, the universe pauses. When you don't act, the universe doesn't act. And I really want you to understand that because this is the key. So talking about bridge moments and situations. So these are guiding you toward your bigger goal, toward your bigger picture. And sometimes we think like, oh, well, it's not it, so I'm not there. But what if that email, that phone call, that job you just got now, the person you just met, what if that was part of the bridge that's leading you exactly where you want to go? We can't always just be there now. You may be inspired to get healthier. You go join yoga, you love it, and then all of a sudden you don't start loving it, but that got you into the place where you now feel confident to try Pilates or try something totally new. These bridge situations, a job that mysteriously you thought like it wasn't, you thought it was going to be good and then it wasn't good and you're like, what the heck? But you realized it gave you skills for that next job you're going for so that you get it. There are so many bridges in this life. You start with an app for fitness and you don't really love the app, but it leads you somewhere else. You start by cutting out gluten and you realize like a little bit of gluten's fine and that led you somewhere. So I know I'm giving the most random examples, but our life is filled with these moments that are linking us, creating a beautiful, I wanted to say rainbow bridge, but I think that's something about dying. Anyway, creates a beautiful bridge of opportunities. And I forget what is it called? Neville Goddard calls it the bridge of incidences, I think, or the bridge of incidents, something like that, where it's like a bunch of different incidences will happen that leads you to that end result. So sometimes we overlook these things because it doesn't look like the end result, but it's a pathway to it. So yes, you can feel into the frequency, you can set intentions, you can visualize, you can definitely do your rituals. And also, you need to show up, take physical action, keep taking inspired action. Whether it's taking your vitamins or investing in yourself or whatever, you need to keep your own train moving so that life can mirror back train speeds, right? If you keep going, the universe will keep meeting you there. Manifestation is when you say yes to your life, to your goals, to your deep desires again and again, and then you genuinely become the person who not only is a match, but the person who has it. I was not in a wealthy mentality when I was going, oh God, I need to manifest money of $40,000. I got to do it. I was coming from lack, from scarcity. Wealthy is a whole other vibe. And when I learned to operate as a wealthy person, that is a much different energy than like, come on, I got to manifest this thing to get me out of the debt so that I'm this, like it's so restrictive. I'm the one who has to do that. I'm the one that has to start shifting my vibration, showing up to my finances with power, not avoiding things, having conversations, applying for that loan or working on credit or whatever it is. I need to do it. It doesn't just drop in. So remember that everything you're being offered now is probably a bridge opportunity taking you to where you want to go. As we start to wrap up, I know we touched on a lot of different things, but I want to invite you to reframe what manifestation means. First of all, it's not about forcing, it's not about waiting, and it's not about something magically out of nowhere dropping in. It's about the embodiment of the energy, becoming that version of you that has those desires, walking with the higher self, co-creating with the universe, but recognizing that it starts in you. You have to genuinely raise your vibration to start attracting things that are on that level. We can't do it from smallness. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect, doesn't mean you have to be quote unquote healed, but it is about vibration, feeling better and better, being better and better to yourself, self-care, self-nurturing, healing work, starting to live a life that you love, and then life matches that. It will help you take the next step as long as you're taking steps. So trust in your intuition, trust in the bridge, and trust that manifestation isn't broken. It's not that you haven't learned to activate the law of attraction. It's always happening. It's that you're walking your path of true growth and personal transformation, and that has you manifest differently. So I want you to start to ask yourself questions like, what frequency am I broadcasting right now? What is my general energy? Is it lack or alignment? Is it doubt or is it devotion and hope? And then asking yourself, what is a small action that I could take today toward my goal? Because if we just accept that action is inevitable, we start going like, okay, fine, what can I do? So is it going for a walk? Is it looking at ways to expand your business or get your business out there? Is it about finding a gym or a yoga studio? Is it about asking that person out or going for a promotion at work or just showing up even a little bit more at work, a little bit earlier, a little bit more present, taking on a little bit more to work toward that promotion? What can you do today that is in line with those goals? And it might be resting. It might be creating space because you've been going too hard. So I really want you to think, what do I say I want? And what can I do? What action can I take to put me more in that line, more in alignment with that thing? And ask yourself, when you reflect on your life, are there maybe some bridges that are in your life right now that you're like, well, like this isn't exactly, but I can feel like it's taking me somewhere? Or, this is happening and I'm learning a lot for whatever's next. So are there bridges? Can we look back and go like, yeah, that was totally a bridge relationship, or, that job led me to this job, and really start to be aware of that sometimes we're overlooking it because it doesn't feel like we're there yet, right? So asking yourself these questions and really focusing on feeling good genuinely from the inside out. That's why you take care of yourself. That's why you might meditate or look after your body, nutrition, drink water, go on a walk, because as you genuinely feel better, you will attract more of what you desire. You will be a match for those things. So paint your paintings, take a day off, have a good rest, watch a funny movie, take an action, get in that vibration of feeling better, and you will attract more things that feel better into your life. Okay, I hope that this served you, my love. And as always, check the show notes. We've got the Path app. We've got the On the Path private podcast community filled with education and practices for you. We also have, of course, the retreat and so much more. So check in the show notes for all this stuff, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I genuinely hope that it served you. If you feel like you're in the give and back mood, I would be so honored if you left a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to the podcast. It really does help so much. And if you're looking for books to integrate into your life, to create daily practices, to keep you on your path of self-growth and awakening, you should check out my Amazon store. I've got a few daily practice style books that you can choose from, including Manifest This Shit, which is a coloring and activity book for manifestation. We've got the brand new one called Both Sides, which is a daily practice. And we've also got the bedtime ritual. So you can check out the link for that as well as other things in the show notes below. And I will see you in the next episode.